What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match and Barcelona beat Elche 4-0 away from home. Again, another comfortable victory for the blaugrana. 3 points, 4 goals, clean sheet. Can't go wrong. Easy did the office. Of course, the atmosphere, the performance was a bit dull. Looked like Barcelona wanted to just go out there and get the result, and they did so. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by LU Soccer. LU Soccer is one of the most versatile replica jersey websites on the market. They have a variety of range of different items that you can pick up from different teams and different leagues as well. They have the Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, CONCACAF. You can get anything from anywhere. They did send me some of their items. They do firstly have here the lime green Ronaldinho away kit from the iconic Champions League run under Frank Rijkaard. They have his name printed on the back. Champions League badge. The quality feels so crisp, so clean. And they also sent me the home kit from this season as well. Right here, they have the nice little badge here. Spotify logo looks printed to perfection, and also the prices are absolutely unmatchable. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you hit the link in the top of the description down below and check out LU Soccer today for high quality football merchandise. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now. It was Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Kounde, Araujo, Marcos Alonso, and Jordi Alba. Midfield three of Eric Garcia, Sergi Roberto, and Xavi, and a front three of Ferran Torres, Robert Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati, with Kessie, Pablo Torre, and Aleix Garrido coming off the bench to make appearances. The first goal scored in this match was scored by Robert Lewandowski. It was a set piece taken by Jordi Alba, who with the ball into the box found Araujo. He headed across goal, drops Lewandowski. He bounces the ball over the Elche defender, and the keeper couldn't see it, and the ball ends up going in the back of the net and giving Barcelona the lead. The second goal in this match was scored by Ansu Fati, and boy oh boy did he need it. It actually broke from a counterattack from Barcelona. Ferran Torres picked up the ball down the right hand side in our own half, finds Ansu Fati through 2v2. He has Lewandowski to his left, one Elche defender in front of him, passes that one Elche defender, low driven's bottom left hand corner from outside the box to give Barcelona the 2-goal lead, and of course hopefully boost up his confidence with a fantastic goal. The third goal was scored by Robert Lewandowski, who of course completed his brace of the match. I believe it was a throw-in or a free kick from Elche. They misplaced the pass. Xavi wins the ball back, puts Lewandowski through very quickly. Lewandowski through on goal, scores it of course. Bottom left hand corner, the keeper absolutely fluffed it, but gives Barcelona a 3-goal lead and of course secures Lewandowski's brace. And the fourth and final goal was scored by Ferran Torres. Again, it was a great ball over the top from Robert Lewandowski. He finds Ferran Torres on the right hand side. Ferran cuts inside. He has two options. He has Kessie down to his left, Ansu down to his right, both wide open, puts them through. Easy shot on target, but Ferran Torres believes in himself, bends it again, bottom left hand corner, finesses it around the Elche defender. Keeper has no chance and gives Barcelona the 4-0 lead, and of course finally secures all 3 points. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a very solid 7 out of 10. Like I said in the intro, just like Barcelona went out there to do a job and they done so successfully. I didn't think we played, champagne, beautiful football, but I think the result was there. The performance was of a professional standard. We had I think there was a lot of great individual performances, but as a team, don't think it was that great. There were a lot of moments where Elche were on top. We were sleeping a little bit. There was a lot of, breaks in period where Elche were dominating. You want to see it, but of course, less of that. There were a few moments when we were 1-0 up and also at 0-0 where Elche could have gotten a goal. I believe the player went through on goal at 1-1, pulled his hamstring while he was through on goal. He tripped and pulled his hamstring, so that could have easily been 1-1. Of course, they started off the game greatly in that first minute from the corner kick, creating some chances. But again, it was cruise control from Barcelona, purely comfortable. There was not a moment in the game where I was worried, apart from the Elche player was 1v1 at 1-0. Apart from that, I think the performance was very comfortable. Again, I think there's a lot of great individual performances, but as a collective, don't think the performance was as that, high expectation. It wasn't Xavi ball, it wasn't champagne football. It was a professional result. I think the first half we absolutely dominated. We only had, I think, one chance, which of course was a Lewandowski goal. Of course, he had his header as well that he did miss a hit off his shoulder. Second half, more comfortable. We're getting goals left, right, and center. Elche are still trying to come in. They're smelling an opportunity. They're high pressing in the last 15 minutes, then trying to just get a goal for their fans, maybe trying to take away Barcelona's clean sheet record. But again, Barcelona defended very well, went forward, created some chances. Again, a lot of sloppy plays in the final third, whether Ferran Torres missed touch, Ansu Fati cannot control the pass, Jordi Alba's cross is blocked, Lewandowski's pass is blocked as well. There's a lot of, I think the result could have been way better. I think if everything went our way, it should have been at least 6-0 in my opinion. I think there's been a few chances that Barcelona absolutely fluffing this match, but again, the performance is of expectations that we expect. You know, you're facing Elche away from home, who are rock bottom, gonna get relegated right after the international break as well. You just want to go out there, get the result, and then of course focus on Madrid midweek in the Copa del Rey, and the team did that. I have to praise them a lot for the professionalism. They went out there in a game that a lot of players may not want to play, and they put in the performance, and they got the result that we needed. Of course, 15 points clear currently. Madrid do play tomorrow. I think again, it's a result that we all expected. Were we expecting a 4-0? No, I think the players did bless us with that. I'm thinking 1-0, maybe we'll get another goal. That's it. I would have been shocked if we scored more than 2 goals, and we got double that. So credit to the team, credit to the players, coaching staff. They went out there and got the job done. So overall for the team performance rating tonight, I will be giving it a very solid 7 out of 10. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. So of course the goalkeeper, Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who for me tonight will be getting an 8 out of 10. Thought he was very, very solid on goal. Came at his box very well. Came out for a lot of punches. Keep in mind, Elche today had about, 40 corner kicks. Controlled a lot of them very, very well. I think his distribution was very good. He made that great save at the end of the game as well to keep that clean sheet. So for ter Stegen tonight, typically at the office, thought he performed very well, and I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Center partnership now in front of him. Firstly, on the right hand side, it was Ronald Araujo. I will give Araujo tonight an 8 out of 10. Again, I thought he played very, very well, and I can see why Xavi started him in this match. He wanted to have that aerial threat, that aerial commandance in that box as well. Araujo won a lot of aerial duels today. Very, very strong. Used his pace on to prevent counterattacks from Elche. Did get a yellow card in the end, which I think was a bit harsh from the referee, but I think Araujo was, next to flawless in this match, performed very well, typical from him, and I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Now, center back partner on the left hand side, this might be a bit controversial. I think this might be my most outrageous player rating I've ever given on the channel, but it was Marcos Alonso, and I'm giving Marcos Alonso a 9 out of 10, and my man of the match. I thought Alonso tonight was flawless. We talked about Araujo being flawless, but he picked up that yellow card. That does take away from that flawlessness. Alonso tonight was flawless. I think in that first half, he was the best player. He was immaculate. His defending, he was getting the blocks in the final third, tracking the defenders down, getting those slide tackles in, ground duels, aerial duels, all over the place. I also think his passing out from the back was superb as well. He was finding, Kounde on the switch of play, finding Roberto in the middle of the pitch, going back to ter Stegen when needed. Sometimes he would fake the pass, send Elche defenders away, create space more for himself. I think Alonso was absolutely fantastic tonight. Yes, it's Elche, rock bottom in the league. You kind of expect a player like Alonso to play like that in this game, but he's playing out of position. He's playing as a center back. He's normally a wing back or a left back, so I have to give him credit. I thought tonight he was absolutely fantastic, and tonight he will be getting my man of the match and also a 9 out of 10. Into the fullbacks now. Firstly, at left back, it was, of course, Jordi Alba, and I will give Jordi Alba tonight a 7 out of 10. He was a fairly quiet game for him. Didn't really see him do much in the game. I think in the first half, he was very lively, going down the left-hand side, trying to create some chances. A lot of his crosses were blocked, and a lot of his crosses as well were not really accurate as we expect from Jordi Alba. I think to be fair to him, he did defend very, very well in this game. Again, on the counterattack, he's using his pace to his advantage, coming back down that right hand side, and of course getting the deflections or recovering the ball. Second half was very, very quiet. I don't really remember much from him. I don't think he got forward too much, but again, putting a shift today. Has not played in 4 games in a row, just coming in out of nowhere after international break, playing at a decent level. Credit where it's due, so I will give Jordi Alba tonight a 7 out of 10. Finally, at right back, it was of course Jules Kounde. I will give Kounde tonight an 8 out of 10. Again, thought he was superb. Of course, played at center back for the last 10 minutes. He was, dancing in his defense today. He was making runs forward. His touches today were immaculate as well. I think a lot of his recovery runs as well were very, very good, especially those long balls in behind from Elche. He was, heading them away, controlling them with his foot. A lot of outreach touches from Kounde today, and I thought he was, playing fantastically well, coming off the back of playing 100 minutes for France as well. Played a full 90 minutes today. Thought he put in a great performance and a great shift. Got forward again, which you don't see, too much from Kounde. Linked up very, very well to that right hand side with Ferran Torres. We also saw them talking a lot during the halftime break, walking down the tunnel and coming back out for the second half as well. So the connection is there. Thought Kounde played very, very well today, and I will be giving him tonight an 8 out of 10. Into the midfield now. Firstly, I never thought I'd be saying this season. Eric Garcia in the pivot position at the DM. I'm going to give Eric an 8 out of 10. I thought he played fantastically well. Keep in mind, it is Elche. This is not going to mean we're not going to sign a DM now. We don't need a DM for the future. Tranquilo. I've seen a lot of overreaction on Twitter. Us Barca fans, very, very reactionary. It's Elche. They're 13th place, rock bottom of the league. I thought he played very, very well. I thought his vision was perfectionate. I thought he was making some great passes. Again, we talked about Eric Garcia a lot over the past year or so, that his passing is fantastic, borderline world class in my opinion. It's just defensively where he needs to get a bit more sharp and has to be better in his decision making. I think his aerial threats are always very good, passing up from the back, you know, connecting play with his teammates are always at the standard, just his defending. But when you're at the DM, you don't have to defend too much, so to speak. You just have to really watch out for those counterattacks. But I think Garcia played well. I think his positional sense today wasn't as perfect as you expect. It wasn't at the level of Frankie de Jong or Busquets, what we've seen this season. Even Roberto, I think, positionally played well when we played those lower tier Copa del Rey games. I think there's some moments where you want to position between the left back and the center back. He's more off to the left than he is off to right. So I think that's going to come a lot with, you know, playing more regularly in that position. But for his first time, I thought he was decent. I tell you what, some of his passes that he made in the game today were ridiculous. Those long ball diagonals on the left-hand side of Jordi Alba, a lot of quick passing play that we see from Busquets. Pick up the ball, turn, one touch or two touch at the absolute max, and we saw that today from Eric Garcia. So credit to him, putting a shift. Does he have a future in this position? Possibly. We got to see more of him, of course, and of course against those higher level opponents as well. It is Elche again, worst team in the league. So overall for Eric Garcia, a good day for him. I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Now on the right hand side of the midfield, it was of course the captain on the night, El Capitano, Sergi Roberto. I'm gonna give Roberto a 7 out of 10. Thought he played very, very well, very, very solid. Made some great runs today. I tell you what, he picked up the ball, he'd be like dummying the Elche defenders and making runs into the final third. I think his turn play possession was absolutely fantastic as well. Picking up the ball, driving that we like to see from Frankie de Jong as well. I think Roberto did very, very well in that sense today. Had a few misplaced touches as well. Some of his recoveries weren't that great as well. But I think, you know what, he put in a shift, especially off the back of the match performance against Real Madrid before the international break. I think he came in, played a very, very solid game, and I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. And lastly, on the left-hand side of the interior, it was, of course, Pablo Gavi. I will give Gavi tonight an 8 out of 10. Got an assist, of course, for the third Lewandowski goal. And again, he always shows that intensity, that pressure, the willingness to dive in for challenges left, right, and center. Didn't pick up a yellow card, which I think wasn't his worst challenge of the game. It was, I think, a little bit of an elbow going over a header. But I think, you know what, his creativity again today was very, very important. Made a lot of runs in behind as well. Firstly, I forgot to credit Araujo for this. I think Araujo's passing has, you know, improved dramatically over the past year. He was doing a lot of long balls over the top, and there were a lot of them were to Gavi as well. I think Gavi has some good control today, good touches, but some of them got too far away from them. I also think on the counter-attack, he had a few moments where he could have passed to Jordi Alba, and the pass was always too short or too behind. So just a little bit of things from Gavi, but I think again today played very well. I think his performance more so is 7, but with, you know, the intensity, the aggression, of course the assist, and I started giving him a little bit of a higher rating than Sergi Roberto. So overall for Gavi tonight, great performance again, and I will be giving him an 8 out of 10. Into the forwards now. Firstly, Ferran Torres at the right wing position. I'm going to give Ferran tonight a 7 out of 10. Thought he played decently. I think in the first half he wasn't up to the level. He wasn't taking on, talk a lot about this, about of course Raphinha and Dembele taking on defenders. We want the wingers to go 1v1 with the defenders. He wasn't really doing that in the first half, but I think the thing that he did very well in the first half and also throughout the whole entire game were his crosses. Always accurate. Sometimes they're a bit overhit, too much power on them, but they were always accurate. Of course, with that free kick in the first half, tried to find Araujo, too much power. Second time, it's Jordi Alba, same thing, and a goal happens. So if Ferran maybe underhits that a little bit, that first free kick could have been a goal. I think, you know, his crossing and link-up play with Lewandowski is very, very strong as well, especially in the second half. And of course, took his goal well. You had Ansu Fati to your right, from Kessie to your left, could have sprayed either of them through. They could have missed. The passes could have missed. But he believed in himself. Beautiful bending finesse, bottom left hand corner. You have to give him credit for that as well. I think he was the better out of the two wingers. We will talk about Ansu Fati, of course, in a few seconds. But for Ferran tonight, I thought he put in the shift. Wasn't, you know, who did he play well against that home game? I forget, was it Cadiz or something? It wasn't like on the level of that, but I think he played well. So overall for Ferran Torres, I will be giving him a 7 out of 10. Next up is the striker, RL9, Robert Lewandowski. I will give Lewa tonight a 9 out of 10. I think his performance was probably maybe an 8 or a 7, but 2 goals and assists. I think the assist for Ferran Torres, that long ball, was ridiculous as well. You have to give credit where it's due. Of course, we talked a lot about Lewandowski not being clinical. Got a brace tonight. Could have had a hat-trick. I think that header in the first half that hit off his shoulder, that should have been a goal, and I think he did miss the chance in the second half as well, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think his link-up play was very well. We saw him drop back a lot in the game to defend corner kicks, and of course that the assist for Ferran Torres was him playing, you know, left center mid at that point. So he's all over the place, dropping all over the place, linking up play, hold up play. Got his goals today. It was, you know, a performance that we expect from Lewandowski, but now we're seeing it, getting the goals, getting the assists as well. It's a great day for the Polish striker, and I will be giving him a 9 out of 10. If it wasn't for Marcos Alonso's low-key masterclass, he would have got my man of the match tonight. And last but not least, at the left wing position, it was, of course, Ansu Fati. I've given Ansu Fati a 6 out of 10. Now, first of all, his goal, fantastic. Picks up the ball, of course, from the halfway line, runs when we want the defender, beautiful finish, ball left hand corner, keeper has no chance, low driven, takes it on great. Apart from that, it was another Ansu stinker. I think he didn't play too well. I think his link-up play today with everyone wasn't that great. I think in the first half it was okay with Lewandowski. Jordi Alba trying to connect with him a lot. A lot of the passes were mishit, mistouched. He lost the ball, I believe, for the second goal, the second Lewandowski goal, I believe it was. Or I forget. There's a moment where he lost the ball and then Barcelona went on to score, but he lost the ball a lot in the middle of the pitch as well. Wasn't really getting forward. I think the shot that he had for his goal was the only shot he had today, period. But I think hopefully the goal will give him some confidence, give him some momentum. Hopefully Xavi will, maybe give him a chance against Madrid, and maybe not in the match on Monday against Girona a week tomorrow. But I think the goal will be the big thing for Ansu. He got that goal, boost his confidence, hopefully. Maybe he'll get a few more opportunities. I think his performance as a whole today wasn't really the greatest. Would I consider starting him against Madrid? Probably not. I think Ferran, again, was the better of the two wingers. I'd rather start Ferran against Madrid than Ansu at the current stage based on the last performance. But hopefully this goal will give him a boost as well. And hopefully he gets a boost for Ferran Torres as well. So overall for Ansu tonight, wasn't his day, but still got a very, very important goal. And I will be giving him a 6 out of 10. Now for the substitutions, the subs were from Kessie, Pablo Torre, and Aleix Garrido. I mean, they all came on with 15-20 minutes left to play. I think Pablo Torre and Garrido came on last 10 minutes. From Kessie came on with 20-15 minutes left. They all had no impact. I give him the average 6. So I know what, I'll give Ferran Torres some shout out. He did defend very well in the final few minutes of the game, especially when Elche were having their back-to-back corner kicks. I think Ferran Torres' touches weren't that great. I think Pablo Torre made some good runs in behind. I think again, a few misplaced touches, but that comes with not playing very, very regularly. And Garrido, I think he only had one pass to Kounde, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he touched the ball other than that. Maybe he had a few passes, and wasn't really anything that I can remember and notice, essentially. So overall, for the substitutions, came in, put in a shift, give them all a 6 out of 10. And last but not the least is, of course, the manager, Xavi Hernandez. So tonight for me, we'll be getting a 7 out of 10. Again, result is secured, 3 points, clean sheet, 4 goals. Love to see it. Experimented with Eric Garcia in the pivot. My few criticisms for Xavi today. Firstly, the lineup I think was a bit too strong for Elche. If I predicted in my match preview a 2-0 victory, I thought he'd make some rotation. I think if you told me that the line that he would pick would be this one that he's picked today, I'd have predicted a 3 or 4-0 victory. I would have loved to have seen him rest either Araujo or Kounde. I didn't really like seeing both of them play. I think it started Lewandowski as well. We had no one else, so I understand that. But more importantly, his damn substitutions. My goodness gracious. They're coming on 10-15 minutes to go. You have a full squad. Injuries left, right, and center. Just right off an international break. Give some players some opportunities. You could have brought on Busquets, maybe dropped Eric Garcia back, then rested Kounde on the bench. You could have brought in Casado, give someone a debut, so give someone some more minutes. Estañez, you could have brought him as well, maybe taking off Ferran Torres, 80th minute, give him 10-15 minutes with extra time. I think Xavi's substitutions this season haven't been that great. I think there's been more games we doesn't use all 5 than he does use them, and I think that's not disrespectful, but you're paying these players, they're on wages. We're already on financial scrutiny. We're barely being able to register Gavi and Araujo's renewal alongside Alonso. Use the players you have on the bench, even if it's last 10 minutes, which I'm not a fan of. Chuck him in, give him a run now, give some players some rest. I love what he did with Araujo today. Rested him last 10 minutes, move Roberto the right back, move Kounde in the middle. But then at that moment, you could have brought on Busquets for, let's say, for example, Kounde, dropped Eric Garcia back, put Busquets in the pivot for a few minutes. He's gonna start against Wednesday. He's gonna start on Wednesday. Give him a little bit of run out, get some match rhythm after an international break. Apart from that, I think Xavi did well, got the result. Really no other complaints and really his substitution and not really resting Araujo and Kounde. So overall tonight for Xavi, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. So that was my match review for Elche versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. But the main one, firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the performance, and secondly, your lineup reaction, your player ratings, and your manager rating as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below as well if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.